Good morning. I'm looking a little rough here this morning. I haven't taken my shower yet. So, thanks for coming on and joining. I have a feeling one of my kids are going to bomb this scope, but that's okay. School's out today, so we're planning a fun day, hopefully. Hey, Mary. So, last night I did a vendor event with Luann. I think maybe I saw her come on here, but I'm not sure. She's at work today. Hey, Wendy. And I just wanted to give some thoughts on how it went last night. And we had a really good event. So it's really, the credit goes to her, not me. I was just there for support, but she literally had about 4 days, I think, to prepare. So yeah, so let's talk about it. My name's Jillian, for those of you who are not familiar with who I am, and I am partnered with doTERRA Essential Oils, and I am a mom entrepreneur, and I work from home. So, oh, hey Mary, yeah, I saw you popping in and out. So we had a vendor event, and she had gotten invited, I think it was on Sunday or Monday, and just, and the event happened last night. And vendor events are really not my favorite thing to do. They're really difficult. Usually, you're dealing with ice cold contacts typically, and it's really weird for us oily people because we're not selling oils. And so when people come to our table, they want to buy oils, and we're like, yeah, we don't do that. We're just going to teach you how to use them. And then we want you to come to a class later on. And so then people kind of look at us weird, and they don't really get what we're doing. So that's kind of the first challenge. The second challenge is if you are really familiar with the whole FDA compliance, we have a lot of issues with, talking about health problems, and we can't give out samples and that kind of thing. So those are our first things. And then, of course, people are not generally that familiar with essential oils. So when you are, keeping these things in mind, and if you remember what I said yesterday, you have to make it bigger than yourself and be really excited. So when people come up to your table, you can't just be like, playing on your phone and then look up and be like, hi, how are you? Great to see you. You really have to be excited that they're coming and they're interested in what you have to offer. So that was the first thing. And she had wanted me to come and support her because, again, you need to have somebody with you. It can't just be you by yourself and them going off of just your word. You want to have a backup there and saying, hey, we do this together and we love it, and you want to be a part of this and you should be with us. So it was good to have us both working together on that because it really makes a huge difference. And then when you meet with somebody for the first time, it's just like sharing a sample. You ask them 3 questions. 1, are you open to natural alternatives? We didn't have to ask them that because it was already a natural type of event. They were coming to a Pilates yoga studio. There was an acupuncturist there. Other types of wellness type things there. So we already knew they were there for that reason. We didn't need to ask that question. 2, are you familiar with essential oils? And most of them were, so that was really helpful for us. And then 3, are you open to trying essential oils? And we didn't have to ask that question either because they wouldn't have come to our table if they weren't open to trying essential oils. Now, when you only have about 5-10 minutes tops with somebody, the most important thing is not to tell them about the chemical constituents, all of that kind of stuff, or the scientific background. The most important thing is to put oils on people at an event. So don't be stingy with your oils if you're at an event. Stick them on them. So what we did is we told them if they came to our table, we had them hold out their hands and we put oils on them, rub them together, smell them, put them on the back of their necks. And as we were talking about the oils, have your elevator speech, so to speak, planned. Why did you get into oils? But be telling them that while they're experiencing the oils. Pick something happy like wild orange and peppermint. We did that very frequently last night. And ask them what it is that they're interested in using oils for. So while they're using wild orange and peppermint, you can be telling them some success stories that you know of that other people have been using oils for. So for example, we heard a lot of people talking about focus last night, and many people were used to have tried lavender. So we were able to share a lot of success stories with lavender, and it wasn't our personal ones, although we had personal ones. We were able to say, hey, my friend uses lavender for this. This lady that's a good friend of mine at church used, the Focus blend successfully with her 10-year-old grandson. And this is what happened. And so we got a lot of interested because out of those stories, because people could relate to it. And so then the other thing that we made sure to do was to have an event to invite them to after last night. And we had one coming up very quickly. So Luann had their whole demeanor changes when you do that. So we had one coming up on Sunday, and we did not give them the invitation until they committed with a really strong interest that they wanted to come. And if that's my kids in the background, you'll have to ignore them. I do all the time. And then if they couldn't do that one, then we had one the following Thursday. Here he comes. Say hi and let me finish what I'm doing. Hi. Okay, yes. Okay, and so, and the one on Thursday was not very far from our event last night. So we were able to give them the information, and I did send people home. Momtrepreneur. So these little handy samples are already made up by doTERRA, and they are completely compliant for vendor events. Guys. Sorry. So I do use those for that purpose, not usually for anything else. But we are allowed to give them away at vendor events, and that's what I'll do. So I did send people that. We generally kept our talk with people to 5 or 10 minutes and about the top 10 oils. She had a great display of the Family Physician Kit, and so that way it reminded us to stick to the top 10 oils, and then the trio kits or the trio sample packs are the top 10 oils. So it was perfect. We sent them away with an invitation to our class, and we did not let them leave without their contact information. And we had it in the form of drawing entry forms, so they had an incentive to give us their contact information as well. But Luann did such a great job engaging these people that I know they would have given us their contact information if we didn't have a drawing. So they were really invested and interested and knew that and I think a lot of it had to do with our excitement for it. They wanted to know more, and they wanted to follow up with us later on. And a lot of them asked if they could give us their contact information. And we got somebody enrolled last night. So, like I said yesterday, when you go to a class, an event, whatever it is that you go to, make sure that you, when you're going, that you have in your mind that this is not going to be a waste of time. I am going to, people are going to join. People want to join me. People want to join my movement. And to be honest, I had it in my mind that I don't like vendor events. I've done about 5 or 6 of them before last night, and I've gotten one enrollment out of all of it. And I was like, no, you're not going to think that way. You're going to think that this is not going to be a waste of time, and people are going to join. And you know what? It was awesome. She got an enrollment with a home essentials kit, and at the end of it all, we set up another event for an AromaTouch event, and the owner of the studio said that Luann is going to be her permanent oil lady, and the owner loves oils, so I'm sure we'll get another enrollment out from the owner, and I just can't wait to see what's going to come of it. So you just never know when you do things like this. So anyways, I'm going to go before my kids get totally crazy on me and totally take over the scope, because then it'll get really interesting. But have a good day and happy Friday, and I will talk to you all later.